Map animations never go out of style. And today, you will learn exactly how to create this one. I will show you where to get the map, how to animate it, and finally, how to make it pop. Let's get started. Quick disclaimer before we start. In this tutorial, I won't give you exact parameter numbers to copy-paste because every map and every footage is different. Instead, I want to show you the workflow so you can build your own unique style. Also, all the tools and links I mentioned today are listed in the video description below. If you create something cool using this method, tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see your work. To get a high-quality map, we need a free program called QGIS. You can grab it from qgis.org. Once you launch QGIS, take a moment to look at the interface. Let's start by clicking New Empty Project. First, a quick trick to get our base layer. Look at the bottom bar. In the box labeled Coordinates, type the word World and hit Enter. This instantly loads a base map with country borders. We'll use this to add detail later. Now, let's get the plugins. Head up to the top menu, click on Plugins, and select Manage and Install Plugins. In the search bar, type Quick Map Services. Select it, then click the Install Plugin button. This tool gives us instant access to a massive library of high-res satellite maps. Next, search for OSM Place Search and install that one too. This lets us find specific locations and grab their boundary data automatically. With plugins installed, there is one hidden step we need to do to get the best maps. Go to the top menu, select Web, then Quick Map Services, and click on Settings. In the window that appears, go to the More Services tab. Then, click the button Get Contributed Pack. This unlocks the high-quality maps we need. Now, go back to the top menu, select Web, then Quick Map Services, then Bing, and finally, Bing Satellite. I prefer Bing for its look, but you can use others. Now, we need to open the search tool we just installed. Go to the top menu again, click View, scroll down to Panels, and make sure OSM Place Search is checked. A new panel should appear on the side. Type in your location, for example, Poland. Click on the result. You will see the area highlight on the map. Now, let's frame the shot. You can click the zoom button right inside the search panel to instantly center the view. Then, simply use your mouse scroll wheel to zoom out slightly and adjust the composition exactly how you want it. Now, let's secure the geometry. Click the button that says Add Object in New Layer. This creates a dedicated vector shape of the country. Before we move on, let's define the look of our country shape. Double-click the new layer to open its properties. Here you can change the fill color. Feel free to play around with it. Just pick a color that stands out nicely against the map. Now, the export process. We need two separate clean PNGs, the country shape and the satellite map. First, look at the Layers panel on the left. Uncheck the box next to the satellite layer to hide it. Also, uncheck the world map layer for now. This ensures only the colored country shape is visible. Go to Project and select New Print Layout. Let's name it Map. A new window will pop up. Inside it, right-click the page and select Page Properties. Look at the panel on the right side of the screen. Change the size to Custom, switch units to pixels, and type in 3840 by 2160 for full 4K resolution. Crucial step. In Item Properties, click on the background and reduce opacity to 0 to make the background transparent. Now, look for the Add Map tool in the left vertical toolbar. Click it, then draw the map on your page. Click in the top left corner, hold, and drag all the way across to the bottom right corner to fill the canvas. Once the map appears, go back to the Item Properties panel on the right. Scroll down and uncheck Background to keep it transparent. Finally, let's save the image. Look at the top horizontal toolbar. Click the icon to export as PNG. It is right next to the printer icon. Save this file as your country shape. Now, go back to the main QGIS window. In the Layers panel, first check the satellite layer to make it visible. Then, uncheck the shape layer to hide it. Remember that world map layer we loaded at the start? If you make it visible along with the satellite, it adds nice country borders and outlines. I personally prefer this mixed look, so I keep both the satellite and world layers checked. If you want a clean satellite view, keep the world layer hidden. Return to the print layout window. The preview might not update automatically, so click the refresh view button to load the new layers. Finally, export this as your second PNG. With our assets ready, let's jump into DaVinci Resolve. Create a new fusion composition. I set the duration to 8 seconds. Right-click on the clip and select Open in Fusion page. Then, import both PNGs into the node editor. I connect both the map and the shape to separate image plane 3D nodes. Connect both image planes into a Merge 3D node. Connect the Merge 3D output to a Renderer 3D node. Then, add a Camera 3D node and connect it to the Merge 3D input as well. Finally, connect that to your media out. Important detail. Since the map and shape are on the exact same Z position, you might get glitchy artifacts. To fix this, select the shape image plane and move it slightly forward, just by 0.001. This tells the software clearly which layer is on top. For the text, I am using a Flickr Letters random animation from my pack, but a standard Text Plus node works too. I place the text on its own image plane 3D and position it closer to the camera to create depth. I modify it in 2 ways. First, I tweak the delay parameter to change how the letters appear. Second, I open the keyframe editor and physically move the animation keys so the text starts appearing exactly when I want it to. Now, let's animate the country outline. I do not use the raw shape directly. Instead, I add an ellipse node and use it as a mask input on the shape layer. Make sure to move the ellipse position so it sits perfectly in the center of your country shape. In the ellipse controls, uncheck solid. Maximize the border width. You can even type in a value manually higher than the slider allows, like 1. Set the cap style to flat. Set the length parameter to about 0.5. Then, slightly tweak the width and height parameters. We just need to get rid of that weird little thing sticking out in the center. Adjust the values until it disappears and the shape looks clean. Now you can animate the length parameter to make the border draw itself on the screen. Turn on motion blur in the ellipse node for a smoother look. To bring the scene to life, I insert a transform 3D node between the camera 3D and the merge 3D. This way, the transform controls the camera movement directly. I animate the Z translation to zoom in slowly over time. I also add a subtle rotation on the Z axis. Do not leave the movement linear or it will feel robotic. Go to the spline editor, select your keyframes, and press S or F to smooth them out. Simply adjust the handles until you get a soft landing. The camera should slow down gently as it reaches the final position. Feel it out. Now for the secret sauce, making it look professional. First, I focus on the text and the country outline. I use my own free custom node called Halo Glow. You can grab it from the link in the description, or just use a standard soft glow if you prefer. I also add a drop shadow. This separates everything from the background. Keep the glow subtle and the shadow soft. Once the text is ready, I apply the same combination of effects to the country shape. Now let's fix the map. The raw satellite image is often too bright and competes with the text. I add a color corrector to the map node and lower the brightness. To make it pop, I use an ellipse mask on the color corrector to create a custom vignette. I invert the mask and increase the soft edge so the center stays bright while the corners darken. As a finishing touch, I also decide to slightly desaturate the map and lower the gain parameter. Finally, after the renderer 3D, I add a few global effects to glue everything together. First, I add a camera shake node to introduce some natural, organic movement. Second, zoom blur with a high center exclusion to keep the focus sharp. Third, lens distortion for that optical camera look. Then, I add a vignette effect to darken the edges and guide the eye. And finally, film grain to remove the digital cleanness. And here is the final result.